Hello guys, welcome to a bonus episode of Keeping Goals. If you're new here, my name is Conor O'Keefe and Keeping Goals is a vlog following my attempt at becoming a professional goalkeeper. You saw the last episode where me and Jordan went through a strength exercise, regime or gym workout for goalkeepers. In this short bonus episode, we're going to bring you an activation workout or warm-up phase which you can use before the gym, before the strength workout, in order to get you ready for the work that we're doing. So what is the focus of the activation phase?
So the main focus of the activation kind of phase is basically to prepare you for this, either the strength session, the power session, or even if you're going out on the field. So the main emphasis of this is obviously to get the heart rate up a little bit, prepare you for the work we're about to do, to activate, to mobilise, just to make sure that body's running on all cylinders so you can run into that session 100%.
Brilliant, let's give it a go.
Right, so what you're seeing Conor doing here is something called the world's greatest stretch. So basically what we're really trying to do is open these hips up nice and wide, and then as soon as he goes into this second phase here, where he's in this position, really trying to open the back of that hamstring up. Also you notice that nice little twist, as soon as it's pulsed down, really trying to open that obliques up, that torso, and you'll rock forward straight onto the next leg. Typically with this one we'll do about 3 to 4 each side, just get those hips nice and loosened up. Particularly important, especially if you've travelled a long way for a game, hips tightened up in the car, sat at home all day doing work, studying, whatever you've been doing. Nice Conor. So the next exercise we're doing is called the inchworm. So what you'll see Conor doing, walking down into his hands into a plank position, forming a press up, so working on that trunk stability, bit of shoulder stability, then walking his feet up as straight as he can to really work on that hamstring flexibility, mobility. So what you'll see here is Conor, when he's walking forward with both feet, hamstrings have to be nice and long. So the main emphasis of the hamstring, really, what we really want is for the hamstrings to be long and strong. So from this position you'll get a nice little stretching sensation from that position, and then you're going to walk straight forward back into a plank. And this is really activating that core, activating those shoulder flexors. Yeah, very good. If you haven't got enough space to do it in a lengthwise like this, you can perform the exercise walking forward as Conor's doing now. You perform the press up here, and then instead of walking his legs forward, you just move his arms back towards his feet, and then reach back out to the front. Nice, so the next one Conor's doing here is working on the hip and hamstring complex. So basically what he's going to do, in this position he's really lowering down to his hamstring, stretching all 3 major hamstring muscles. He'll brace forward the opposite way, and now he's really opening up the opposite hip muscle, the opposite side. So typically with this move we're making it a bit more dynamic, trying to warm the body up. So we'll hold each exercise between 5-10 seconds, alternate from one to the next. As soon as you finish between about 3 to 5 repetitions, you'll switch legs and perform the exact same on the opposite side. So the next one Conor's doing here is doing 3 different exercises in one, really. So he's dropping into a squat to start off with to really open up them hips up, activate all major leg muscle groups. He's incorporating a twist into it, so incorporating that rotational phase, really working on those obliques, that trunk. And then he's also pulling that quadricep stretching. The reason I've integrated all these 3 movements together is also try and get the heart rate a bit higher and try and make the moves a bit more dynamic, so he's really ready to either go into a game, into his power session, strength session, whatever's coming next. Similar to the other ones, with this one we're usually looking at between 3 to 5 reps each side. Make sure the form's really good each time. Perfect, so his next complex we're going to use here is going to incorporate a lunge, which Conor's just done with a little slight rotation. Then he's going to a single leg RDL, which is really trying to fire his hamstring up at the back. As soon as he's finished one, he'll move straight onto the opposite leg, twist the opposite side, then push up onto that right leg. A really nice element to this movement is the coordination and balance needed, especially when you're going from the lunge into the RDL as Conor's doing now. Then being able to control that right leg, stabilise that glute, ready to push into the next one. Good. And for this one, typically you can either use a space, so you can work in between 10 and 20 metres, alternate from one leg to the other, or you simply do between 3 to 5 reps each leg, whichever is simpler for you guys to do. So the first one Conor's doing here, in a really wide leg stance, is touching forward into the middle and then really reaching behind him, really trying to open those hips, then hamstrings, and really trying to open up that lower back as well. Nice, Con. So we go between 5 reps of something like this, and as soon as Conor's finished his reps, it will go into a little twist from side to side. So now we're adding a bit of rotation work in this, so this is where we're really trying to activate that trunk as well, ready to the session coming in. Nice, typically perform this between 10 to 15 seconds, and then Conor's just going to bring his feet in just a little bit, and then he's going to work into the lateral lunges, so this is where we're working on that unilateral leg strength as well. Good. As you can see, Conor's really flexible. For a lot of you guys watching this video, you might not have the same range of motion as him, so you just have to bring your legs in just a little bit, and just really focus on driving that bum down just towards your heel. Nice, and this is one of those movements, the more you do, the more range of motion you'll get as well. Perfect, so this next one, Conor's on all fours, so he's going on his hands and knees. Right hand's going to right ear, and he's really rotating round from the top of the movement, trying to bring that right elbow all the way towards his left hand. As soon as he's done about 3 to 4 reps of this one, he's going to extend the movement, he's going to straighten his arm, push on that imaginary wall through this gap in between his arm and leg, and then rotate it in a more fuller movement all the way up down to the top. Really good one for opening that shoulder complex up and really trying to open that back up as well. You just want to repeat that on the opposite side as soon as it's finished. As soon as Conor's finished that, he's going to go back onto all fours. And this is a type of yoga movement that quite a lot of people use quite commonly in yoga classes. So from this position, Conor's going to arch his back up. So he's going to push his spine right up to the ceiling, tuck his chin into his chest. Nice, hold for a couple of seconds, and he's going to do the complete opposite. So he's going to look to the front of the room, and then he's really going to try and push his belly button towards the floor, pushing his bum into the air. And this is one you can perform at your own pace, just how comfortable you feel with each one. And it's quite a pleasant exercise as well, so we're really trying to open this area of your body up. Really good exercise, especially for the hips, the lower back, the top of the back. As soon as Conor's finished that, we're going to go into a bird dog. So this is where we're incorporating a bit more balance, a bit more coordination, and really trying to activate this trunk. So in this position, Conor's going to keep his right leg and his left arm grounded. He's going to lift his right arm up into the air, and now bring his left leg into the air. Good. From this position, what I really want to do is keep his back nice and flat, as though he could really rest a glass on top of his back. Then in his own time, he's going to try and press this elbow into his knee right under this trunk area here. Nice, controlled, and press back out. Good. So while he's performing some of these, he really needs to try and keep his back nice and flat, try and keep it in the same position, really working on this core. So for this one, we're going to go between 5 to 6 reps of each leg and each arm before switching over to the opposite side.
So that's the activation phase done. As you can see, it's done its job. Heart's going, I'm warm, sweat's on, but most importantly, my body is ready for any session that I'm about to do, whether that's a strength session, power session, or even a game. So hopefully, you guys can use that before the gym sessions that you do, and that'll prepare you well for the work that you're about to do. Remember, go and watch the sessions that we've done. So the strength gym workout session that we put out on Sunday, and then next week's episode, which is also going to be a power gym workout. So you can use this activation before either of those sessions to prepare you fully to get the most out of those workouts. So, thank you very much, Geordie. That's it for now. Thank you for watching as always. Please like, share, subscribe, keep the channel growing, but thank you for watching. Speak to you in a bit.